Hello children, welcome back to Uma Talks, and here I am with Standard 12th Biology, okay, Biodiversity and Conservation. Okay, this is the last chapter which is there in the last unit, and all other chapters are deleted, 2 chapters are deleted. So this is one of the chapters. Now biodiversity and conservation, as the name suggests children, biodiversity, okay, the diverse species, the organisms which you see around yourself, okay, from each of the phylums, quite many are discovered, named, okay, classified, and there are many and many, millions and thousands of species, okay, which are still undiscovered. So and even they must have become extinct as well, we don't know. Okay, so how these number of organisms, okay, which are there around us, which are there on the earth, okay, how can we take care of them and how they can be conserved, okay, how special whatever the environmental conditions they require, how it can be provided, okay, and how what we human beings can do. So this particular chapter completely deals with the understanding that we must develop, that we must have, okay, when we go into the nature, okay, because again, as I say, that directly, indirectly, we all are dependent upon these particular organisms. Biotic and abiotic factors have to go hand in hand, okay, in order to survive. Okay, so this is what is biodiversity and conservation. Yes. Now children, what happens is, it is really very hard to believe that around the number of species of ants, okay, thousands of species of ants which you see in your surrounding are there, okay, about 3 lakh species of beetles which are there on the earth, and the same way thousands of fishes, thousands of species of fishes which you have in your environment. It's really very hard to believe. Okay, and Edward Wilson, the scientist, is the one who termed the word biodiversity, who gave the term biodiversity. Okay, he's a sociobiologist, and he described the complete diversity at all the levels, okay, of biological organization. Now the first one comes genetic biodiversity. Genetic biodiversity is what? Okay, when a single species shows diverse, high diversity, okay, at the genetic level, as it is mentioned. So that is there. Now children, you see dogs, you see cats, okay, so cat is at genetic level, and you see the varieties of them. Okay, you see the mangoes which you have, the varieties of mangoes which comes in the market during the season. Okay, roses. So that is what is genetic diversity. Diversity at genetic level. Okay, the medicinal plant is given in your textbook, so it goes that way. Then the second one, we come to this species diversity. Now species diversity, okay, there very beautifully it is said that the Western Ghats, okay, when we talk about the Himalayas, the Western Ghats have greater amphibian species, okay, as compared to the Eastern Ghats. And then we come to ecological diversity, which is the third one, okay. Here you see that different forests, different plant structures, you can say, different sort of animals, okay, are adapted to live in a particular condition. Like if it is aquatic organisms, if it is desert, if it is a rainforest, organisms like that which have adapted themselves to survive over there. The other plants which grows in plains cannot be grown in a complete rainforest, okay, mangroves, wetlands. So there are again the ecosystem diversity. So genetic diversity, as I told you, depending on the genes, the varieties at the genetic level, okay, mangoes and dogs and all, I gave you example. Species diversity, yes, amphibian species, the diverse forms of amphibians are found in Western Ghats, okay, as compared to Eastern Ghats. And ecological diversity as a different ecology, when we talk about field ecosystem, when we talk about grassland ecosystem, when we talk about desert ecosystem, okay, we have organisms over there, okay, who can survive in that particular conditions. Got it children? And again it says that due to this evolution, okay, to accumulate this rich diversity in nature, okay, they are our wealth. These organisms, these plants, okay, they are the wealth of the country, and we are continuously losing them, sometimes in modernization, sometimes in construction of railways. Okay, last time you must have heard in Maharashtra as it happened. Okay, it goes on continuing like that, sometimes for making big hotels, sometimes for making homes. Okay, so we are destroying our nature, we are destroying the plants, we are destroying the forest, we are cutting off the forest for our own benefits. So that is all. And the importance of biodiversity, we do not understand how important it is for our survival, okay, on this particular planet. Got it? So that was the introductory part, and next we come to how many species are there on the earth and how many in India. Okay, yes, we have maximum of the species according to IUCN. The total number of plant and animal species, okay, slightly more than 1.5 million up till this book was printed, okay, and which edition it is depending on that. And again, a very important thing, it says that temperate regions, okay, yes, quite many species are waiting to be discovered in the tropics. Now tropical regions, many species are there which are undiscovered, while in the other regions we have discovered, named, okay, biological classification has already taken place in temperate regions. So why it is, that question may be in your boards, so that you must take care of why temperate and all. Then finally we come to the other one, the table which is there, the figure 15.1, which is on page 260. So there it says that more than 70% of all the species recorded are animals, while plants includes algae, fungi, okay, here it is, okay, angiosperms, fungi, algae, mosses, ferns and lichens. When we talk about this global biodiversity, children, when we talk about invertebrates, the maximum number of invertebrates which are present around the planet, you can say, okay, are insects. Insects, they cover the maximum number. Then comes the other animals, okay. At the third comes the mollusks, and then crustaceans, all those with crust, okay, the what, calcium, kach jo awaaz karti, वैसे वाले organisms. So these are the invertebrates, the ranges, the amount in which they are present. Got it? Then we come to vertebrates. In vertebrates, fishes occupy the largest, you can say, the percentage. Then comes the birds, okay, reptiles, mammals, and finally the amphibians. So this is the percentage in which they are present in the diverse forms in our universe, in our earth, on our earth. Plants में angiosperms maximum है, then comes fungi, algae, mosses, ferns and lichens. Okay, so this is the global biodiversity globally, okay, all around the earth, you can say, and it is very well represented in a pie graph way in your textbook, okay, and that is what makes our country 12 mega diversity countries of the world, one of the 12 mega diversities countries. Okay, so again, very very important to preserve our rich culture, okay, the nature's library, you can say, okay, as the book library has got books, nature's library has got these animals and these species which need to be preserved and protected. Okay, in the next class we'll do patterns of biodiversity. Okay children, hope it was clear to you. Thank you for watching.